Keep going.
Remember that name? Good Pizza with 3 Z's, baby. 3 Z's.
What's up, familia? It's your boy JP, Good Pizza. Check this out. This week we got a very special guest. We got one of the women winning in cannabis for this episode. Yes, sir. This young lady I got to sit down with this week is straight out of Queens, New York. Queens get the money. She's been a cultivator for almost 20 years. Her growing history spans from Colorado to California, and she's made quite a name for herself in both places. We're talking about 500 lights, distro, delivery, and they're in 350 stores. If you thought that wasn't impressive, they're expanding to 8 states this year as well. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my friend, Anna from Chem. We'll see you on the show. So Anna, thanks for coming through.
Thank you.
Thank you, man.
I'm super excited to be here, man. I appreciate it. I love the culture and what you bring. It's
Thank
really
you.
Good.
Likewise. I'm a big fan. And I've been getting hounded by the ladies. You need more ladies on the show. And like, real talk, like, not to gas you, but like when they say that, like, you were literally the first chick that I was like really had my sights on. I was like, man, because I seen your first Smoke episode, fire, learned about your history, found out you was from Queens, get the money. You know what I'm saying?
Get the
so
money,
I was like, okay.
for sure.
I was like, fuck yeah, dude, get on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So, I'd love to, before we dive into the cannabis, which we certainly will, let's talk about the story behind the story. What was young Anna like? What was the upbringing like? So you started in Queens?
I started in Queens. I was born in India, so we came to the United States when I was like 6 or 7, and Queens is not that much different from a third world country at that point. You know, it was not now it's beautiful and it completely different. But Jamaica and Astoria, Queens was kind of a rough and tumble neighborhood.
No doubt.
But it was a great place to grow up because you kind of make friends for life there. Started smoking herb at 13 and just never really looked back. I mean, I think for some people it just sticks, right? As soon as they try it, even though it was, oh my God, it was dirt, like in the tin foil. I mean, it was just bad. You're like picking out the seeds. It's just terrible product. So the first time I actually, wanted to impress the, older cousins and impress other people, I bought a bag of oregano. And I thought it was like, the green, right? And my older homies invited everybody over to kind of make fun of me. They're like, oh man, she scored, and they all came over and I'm like, girl, it's oregano. So
Oh man.
I think that in high school, it was just pretty much like everybody else did. We sold dime bags and whatever whatever you make your money on.
Sure.
And then but I really was interested when they started bringing over. We would get just beasters, AAAs, that type of product. Still, obviously, early harvested, maybe week 6, kind of white hairs, like PGR'd, really, really
crazy.
hard in the middle.
Yeah.
And we didn't know what that was, right? But we definitely knew it was better than the swag that we were smoking. We're like, okay, well, this is getting us high in a different way.
Yeah. Circa, what years was this?
I'm going to age myself. I'm 45. So
no, you good.
This is,
I'm right behind you.
This is 1993, 94, 95. So those were, I graduated high school in 96. So, so just like, and then also sour diesel was getting really, really popular. And,
yes, it was.
And what was interesting is that you sometimes, maybe at this time, I know now that sometimes it was sour diesel. In New York, you'd get 1.2 grams. I worked for the service where I was a delivery girl. So
really? Back in the 90s?
Back in the 90s.
What?
Mm-hmm. Yep. So
Damn.
You would get 1.2 grams. You'd have to buy 2 of them.
Yeah.
Sometimes it was sour diesel, sometimes it was Blue Dream, sometimes it was just Terps from Cali, probably, now that I think about it. But it was just a exciting and fun culture back then. It was just totally different.
Totally.
Weed in the underground, before the legal cannabis movement.
No doubt.
I got and then I got a scholarship to University of Colorado. And came out here, did my undergrad in applied math in Colorado, in Boulder.
Dope. She was a smart hustler.
I'm not dumb.
I see. Yeah, you're scholarship. That's
So,
dope.
yep. And then I was also, I mean, I love sports. So
Okay.
I was,
What sports you was into?
I was a CU athletic tutor. So, you know, I tutored athletes for basketball, football. I ran
Okay.
track. And it was, you know, that's when you really realize athletes were smoking a lot of herb. And so I was moving a lot of herb to some of my students, I guess.
Love
at
it.
1920 was like kind of my first introduction into cultivation. Met this guy in Fort Collins. I was still going to college, obviously, and kind of set me up with a 6-lighter. And
Dope.
yeah, and that was my first. We grew in just 70-gallon reses, flood and drain,
Yep.
6-inch cubes, literally
Okay.
flood and drain. We used GH 3-part.
Okay.
Really, really simple growing
Yeah.
style. We grew some of the, I mean, blueberry, something called Afgui. You know, some of those strains are still great. You see some of those crosses come back in, like with like blueberry cruffin or something like that.
Yeah,
But
yeah, I
some
remember
some
that.
of them are just have died off, and some of
No
them
doubt.
are. I'm seeing a lot of old school strains coming back in. People are growing Headband and Super Lemon
Yeah.
Haze and Blue Dream, and it's interesting to
Very.
see. I think the only things that are really worth bringing back are OGs
Say that. And sour.
and sour.
forget about
And
sour, girl.
I'm the diesel queen. So
Well,
I'm trying to bring back.
shit.
I'm trying to bring back even NYCD.
Yo, I wasn't big on NYC
I
Diesel.
did like
It was alright.
NYCD.
It was
It's all right,
It was
but
so
it was
different though.
It was nothing. I don't know why they called it diesel.
No idea.
Why did they call it
It
NYCD?
didn't even really smell like
It didn't
sour.
even smell like sour.
No.
It actually smelled kind of like a haze or like lemony
Yeah,
kind of
like
deal, like a
lemony,
lemony
hazy,
kind of hazy thing.
Chocolatey. Some
Exactly,
Shit, I don't know.
like chocolobe or something
Like a
like
cho-
that.
more like a
more like a
chocolate vibe,
chocolobe
or-
vibe. Yeah. So, but with I popped all of Rez's IBL stuff. So Rez Sour Diesel, like IBL Ice 175, and that entire line of like
Nice.
real sour diesel. Chem 4, Chem 91, Chem Sis,
Yo, hold
Triangle.
on. I heard you was holding them shits down.
I
back
still
in the
have
day.
it. Yeah, I did. Yeah.
You was
yeah.
holding. You was known for them chems in Colorado, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So all of and all the OGs. So Triangle, Pure Kush, LA, Coal Creek, Kosher.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kosher was a good one. Beautiful. It was a beautiful OG.
Yeah.
And then I think hardcore's really come back to be rebred into a bunch of stuff. And
Hardcore OG.
Yeah.
That was fun. That was a fun one.
That was a good one.
Last time I seen it was like 17, 18.
Yeah,
2000,
even
17,
before
18.
that. Like, yeah, around there.
I
Yeah,
was introduced
17,
to that
18.
late, I feel
Yeah,
like.
17, 18.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. I was a big fan of Pre-Bubba.
Pre-Bo was crazy.
Still,
Come on, man.
I still think one of the best.
Definitely.
Still
Definitely.
think.
One of
Still
the
think.
loudest.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
it
One of the
smokes so
loudest.
good.
Yep. And then it had these big leaves and kind of smaller buds.
Yeah, big fat leaves.
Yeah,
fat
big,
fingers.
massive. Like, yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Really, really large
Hell yeah,
leaves.
hell yeah.
Mhm.
That's fire.
And then I basically I worked a corporate job for a long time. I was a software developer. I was a project manager. I grew in, and then I had my business, my passion. At the end of the night, I had a 6-lighter, an 8-lighter.
There you go.
You know, I had a crew. Back then, you had to go and trim with everybody. I had some guys like up in the mountains that were growing a little bit on a bigger scale, and then my whole thing was just quality for indoor. I wasn't even.
Yeah.
That's when I really got into hydroponics. So got out of at that time got out of growing out of Rockwool and started growing in Hyderton, which are these like small clay pellets and like an ebb and flow system.
Oh, okay.
And
yeah,
using
I've
house
seen those.
and using house and garden.
Sick.
Yeah. So.
The good stuff.
Yep.
No
Easy
doubt.
cloners, all that. So.
Tight.
Which is a huge difference from where we are now.
Yeah,
From
sure.
a commercial scale. Started in 2009. I had seen some, still, working with weed and but working my job, right? I still had like a full-time job.
Sure.
2009, I took all my savings and started CAM, which at the time was Colorado Alternative Medicine.
Yes, I did learn that about you. That's interesting.
Yep. And then found a retail spot. Obviously, it was all medical, right? And those were some of the best years. You didn't have crazy taxes. You just had regular taxes.
Yeah.
It was just so exciting to be able to take cash, like you're at a store, right? And you'd have your friends come by, and you would basically, it was like an old school, like East Coast, like bread shop. You'd close down when you ran out of bread. So we would run out of, product constantly, right? Because
No
we were
way.
kind of we were just operating on whatever I was producing out of your couple houses, whatever your 4 or 5 homies you were producing out of their couple houses. You're paying for $4K a pound. Make sure everybody was getting fed. Everyone was eating really well at that time. It was definitely,
$4K a pound. Everybody
$4K. Everyone got to eat.
Everybody eats. Baby.
Everybody's eating. Everyone's eating. And so that is, I think, the one thing that I miss the most, because that's when cultivators were, and they still are. They are the kings, and people that are producing your weed.
Damn right.
Yeah, that's what it is. But I feel that. I feel that quality and the expense it takes to actually produce a quality pound is having to become cheaper and cheaper.
Yeah.
So and we're seeing the effects of that in the market for sure. In 2015, don't get me wrong. Look, retail's fine and it's amazing, and I'm so happy that here we're in 350 shops and we just deliver. We grow it, we distribute it, and we have control over that, and then we give it to the stores, because retail's hard.
Yeah, it is.
And
it really is.
And it really is, and it's especially now, because you're just looking at inventory levels and what's selling and how much brands are providing to sell through, and it's more of like a real business, model versus there's only 9 dispensaries in Denver. I mean, we were seeing at the height of it. We are also the 3rd store to go rec. We're seeing 800 people a day. I mean, every single day. Yeah, sometimes 1,000 people a day, every single day. So
that's crazy.
It was an amazing.
Is this
time.
what part of Colorado is Boulder? Or,
Denver.
Denver. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking Denver. Mm-hmm. Okay.
So
that's fire.
But I went to school in Boulder, and so
went to school in Boulder. Gotcha.
And grew herb in Jamestown, and did all that. Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Denver, man. That was the first time I ever smoked legal cannabis. Like, I walked in, purchased it. Like, my boy went there for his bachelor party. Not a great place for a bachelor party. Cause
terrible.
Like, usually, like, you
want to turn up. Did you go Shotguns?
Yes, we did. No, we didn't. Wild Bills.
Same thing. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Kind of the same, guys.
I think we went to the other one,
It's not Crazy Girls in L.A., people.
No. It's all right.
It's all right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's all right.
But it's just like too much weed smoke for a fucking bachelor party, bro. We were so fucking faded off weed, you know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah. So what strains you growing at this time, man? What's popping?
Right now?
No, at that time.
Oh, at that time. Okay, so at that time that's when we were growing all of the Chem dogs, and we were growing. We would have our store. We had like 50 strains, right? Wow. And so we would have. I just remember the pitch, because I would work at the store like 2 days a week, which is sativas on the left, indicas on the right, hybrids in the middle. Feel free to open the jars and take a look, because everything was deli style.
Yes.
You can pick out all your buds, and then that was it. We would do half-eighths. Everything was in there was no brand. There was just pop top containers, or we ran out of pop top containers. You get it in baggies, and even to this day, I still will put some of my weed, take it out and just put it in like a Ziploc, just because I'm old school like that. So
we gotta get you some Grove bags.
Yeah, I love the Grove bags.
Feel me?
Yeah,
we got the Grove bag.
Yeah, Jimmy. Yeah, for sure.
I'll plug you with my guy.
Yeah, I love that company, dude. They're awesome.
They're great, man. Mm-hmm. They're great. I don't even use jars no more.
Yeah, why bother? Yeah. And actually on our 7s and 14s, it just even though it does, as long as you pop the gusset, it doesn't squish the buds.
Pop the gusset, yeah.
I mean, I'm very big on the aesthetics.
Yeah, you gotta be.
I'm really crazy about what does it look like when you open the jar? What's that experience?
It's part of the experience.
It's part of the experience.
Yeah.
So if it's 4 nugs and under, and so at that time in Colorado, 2009, 10, we were growing things like Presidential Kush, the white.
The white was tight.
The white was tight, small, short squat plant, really beautiful. DJ Shorts' blueberry.
Dude, so good.
Afgooey, headband, super silver sour diesel haze, res sour diesel, Chem 91, Chem 4, Chem Sis, Pink lemonade, I think, was like our closest to purple strain that we had, and pre-Bubba 98, tangerine haze. Yep, was. Damn.
Pink lemonade's still around. My boy Gringo got it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's fire and rosin too.
Some green crack.
Green cracks.
God, everyone loved that. It was like 3 pounds light. We had a strain that was called Golden Goat that was super popular.
I've heard of that. Never had it.
Yeah, it's just. Do you remember ISS, which is Island Sweet Skunk?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, it's just
yes,
ugly as hell plant.
Yeah.
Again, these
funky
big,
smelling though, man.
hairy kind of. Yeah, it was just really sweet. Super popular though.
Sweet,
People like. We had like some older cats that would come in just to smoke that.
What's up, pizza fam? It's your boy JP, Good Pizza. Check this out. I've been getting a lot of questions on where I can find the fire good pizza. Check this out. We got you covered. We're in NorCal, SoCal, Central Valley, San Diego. We got you covered on the slices. Peep the list. Go check out the shop. Tell them Good Pizza sent you. Peace, love, Good Pizza.
That's all they wanted to smoke was that.
That's fire.
And then all the diesels. I mean, that was my moniker
All
on
the diesels.
on ICMAG was Diesel Queen. So I love growing the diesels.
That's fire.
Yeah.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. I recently had, we'll call it 2 years ago, around about, I had a blueberry strain of yours of some kind that was gifted to me. And it was so fire. And then my homie Fax from Wake and Bake Show, shout out to Fax. He was out here, and he's from NY. We about the same age. I'm like, yo, son, you gotta just finish this jar, bro. This is gonna fuck you up. This is like blueberry.
Oh,
like,
I love it.
Like,
Yeah. Not
this
pure.
tastes
It was like blue.
It's
Yeah,
like
it was like
blueberry,
blue.
bro.
Yep.
This is gonna take you back.
Yeah,
And it did. He hit me like, bro, this shit is crazy. What was that?
We had a blue diesel for a while.
It was a blue diesel.
Yeah,
that
was a blueberry cross. I mean, we ran through. Fast forward, we ran through we still are running through 20, 30 strains like on a regular basis.
Wow.
I'm just running through genetics and just trying stuff out because I think that for every, just even though we haven't done a true seed hunt in a long time because we're super commercial, on the bigger spots, but on the 500 lighter, even then, you got to be super cautious. You can seed out a room relatively pretty easily. It's not that you can't do that with clones.
No doubt.
Totally possible. I've definitely grown my share of males before, not on purpose.
No doubt.
But we like to, honor the breeders and run gear.
No doubt.
I love to, and we always give the credit where it's due. So
Hell yeah.
making sure that, we're saying like, hey, we got this from here, and just being real clear, like you can't do all the parts, right? Like I'm not a breeder. All right, I'm definitely not. So we kind of stick to our cultivation and distribution. And distribution has been new for me to actually learn as a team. We have an amazing team to distribute to almost 300 some odd shops.
That is not easy.
Yeah.
How many vans y'all got?
6.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah, 6 vans. Yeah. And
how many employees all in with Chem?
All in 89.
89. Wow.
Yeah, so we just have, and our turnover rate's really low. I mean, shout out to Mike and George from Cultivation and Ryan and Sarah and Alex and Kiara. We just have these
team of
amazing, and they're all in.
That's
every
awesome.
single one of them, they're all in. And I'm there 7 days a week, so it's great.
Wow, no kidding.
Yeah.
It's grow right here in Sac, right?
It's right here. Yep,
Yeah.
it's
okay, cool.
17 minutes from here.
Nice,
That's right.
nice,
That's where I
nice.
came from today.
No doubt.
Yeah,
no
we
doubt.
have a 2,000 lighter.
Whoa, where's that?
15 minutes.
Oh, also in Sac.
Yeah,
So
also
you have both-
Natomas.
In Natomas?
Yeah,
No shit.
yeah. So that.
There's grows in Natomas.
Yeah, right off of Pell. So right off
Pell.
of Pell, right at, like 12 minutes from the airport.
Yeah, no doubt.
So that's
Shit.
that's going.
Cool.
It's going.
Lights are on. Lights are on. And it's
All 2,000.
rocking?
All 2,000 lights are on.
Wow.
Yeah, I would strongly suggest to anyone that has a beautiful 500 lighter today to be cautious about scaling into a 2,000 lighter.
Okay.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And it takes a long time to dial in. So
Yeah.
all of that product right now is obviously, it's bulk, and we're working on getting it dialed in. That stuff takes a long time. It really does.
Yeah, that's a lot. It's a lot to look over.
Yeah, and the whole team has really come together to make it happen. But just, it's not even about the team it's literally about dialing in the environment. So you're starting up these units, you're starting up 30 tons, 12.5 tons. Some of them are dead on arrival. There's not much you can really do if you can't get the environment under control.
That's right.
So you're commissioning all of these rooms with plants inside. And there's no other way to do it, because then you can see if like you have, too much plant count, can it handle the humidity? And then you're decreasing in plant count and you're taking out humidity. So you're literally having, that is what dialing is.
Yeah.
And then, as we all know, some strains do better under high PPFDs, and some others don't do well at all. So we're also going through, but it's great.
So many variables.
It's so many variables to actually get an eighth without any issues consistently on a regular basis is hard every time.
Yeah.
So
no doubt.
Shout out to everybody that's trying to bring quality and bring the fire. Bring the fire. So
what would you say is like your motto or standard when it comes to your cannabis that goes in your jars?
You're only good as your last round.
That's right. It's batch to batch. That's one of our models. We batch to batch.
Yeah, exactly. So if you could have many good rounds, and it's not even about you're only good as your last round. It's the decision to jar that round. Yes. So it's okay that you had a ban. It's commercial cultivation.
Yeah, growing plants.
All you're doing, it's literally putting out fires every single day, 1 million of them, not just one, like 1 million. So, and you got between both warehouses, we have almost 30 rooms. You're putting out 300 fires, little fires.
30 environments she's responsible for. Individual environments.
Yes, that the team is responsible for sure. Absolutely. But and you're seeing folks really dive in and pay attention to that, and we've all kind of grown. But I couldn't do it without the team.
No way, man.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, I think one of the things like that's a myth is like I can do it all on my own. Like when you have 6 lighters and 8 lighters and you're just a sole, called, of course that stuff you can definitely do on your own, right? Sure. But even then, if you think about it, you still need your crew to help you trim.
That's right.
So because it take you like 5 years to finish an 8 lighter trim by yourself.
Dude,
right?
Trim gel is so weak.
Dude, trim gel is so weak. But
shout out to the trimmers, man.
We call them artists. Like
artists.
Yeah. They are artists. They're the last people. They're the only folks that can take an okay round or an okay strain that maybe doesn't look that great and turn it into something spectacular.
Yeah, give that princess cut. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Yo, I'm curious what was your, like, you've done amazing things in the cannabis space, right? What was your first job you ever had?
Let's see. My first job was working in a candy store.
No shit.
Yeah.
How old were you?
14.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I'm always curious.
It was
where we come from.
Well, when I look at that job though, it really made me immediately want to go. And when I got the job at 16 working for the service delivering weed, that was a whole different experience for me because it was amazing. I mean, I was making bank.
Yeah.
I was making bank. And it's the same experience now, which is everybody loves the weed girl, which is you're bringing weed, you're bringing cannabis to someone. It's a great experience. Yeah. Now, would I tell you that I saw some crazy shit delivering cannabis in New York City to hotels or whatever? Like, yeah, absolutely. And so, and people's homes and whatever's going on in people's homes, you're trying to not look at that and just be like, yo, 125, man. I'm like trying to get that and trying to get out of here. Let me get that and try to get out of here.
And keep in mind, like, this is when, like, New York was crazy, 90s, right? Yeah, New York was, like,
crazy.
Like what you've seen in, like, the movies, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was super lit and dangerous. Times Square was a fucking mess. And, like, the underground weed delivery shit, like, it was kind of like a myth. Like you didn't know if it was real. Like it was hella shady. You didn't even know.
Well,
if you
also
call the
even like the
number.
pickups, the drops would change. Where you're picking up would change. Your routes would change. All of that stuff would change.
No
on a
cell
regular-
phones, by the way. No
no
text. Like
no
yo,
cell
meet me
phones.
here.
No cell phones.
Yeah,
None.
man.
Yeah.
Shit was. You had to be where you said you was going to be, and wait for the plug. 'Cause you know the plug always late. You know what I'm saying?
Always. Whatever time
So
they
post up,
want.
like,
Yeah.
Yo, that's legend, man. That was cool that you got to experience that from that side of the delivery. You know what I'm saying? From,
exactly. And it's so
you know.
different than it was now. I think that pre-Prop 215, there were some Cali deliveries that were awesome, and I think that they were like crushing it. I think there was
Hell
a
yeah.
lot of that. And obviously it's a completely different market now.
No doubt. No doubt.
Yeah, really tough.
So you're in Colorado. You're crushing
it.
shit. What makes you? When did you go to California? What made you go to California at this point? And when was that?
So Cam was always supposed to be California.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. So
Tell me
my
more.
plan was to go west, right?
Okay.
I just happened to land not west enough. So I
Got
just
you.
got to Colorado, but I'm like, I'm trying to get to Cali.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of friends in Cali and
Okay.
up north too. So
Nice.
folks in Humboldt and then they were doing way bigger things. So I wanted to get out west. In what I realized after trying to raise trying to cobble together until like I actually sold my business in Colorado, that's where I was able to bring that capital to like really, start in California.
Okay.
Because everybody, it was in 2018, a lot of brands were already going. I mean, connected. When I came out here, they already were building out their grows and getting licensing and things like that. So I felt like I was already like behind. But for me, I wanted to be, and kind of am as a transplant, a Cali girl. So,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to the Cali transplants.
Yeah,
we out here.
I know. We're out. We're out here. We're living.
We out here for
We're
real.
living.
And we didn't go home.
Yeah,
A lot of them go home.
A lot of them go
I
home.
understand why.
Yes.
It's expensive to live here, man.
It's expensive to live here, and it's expensive to run a business here.
Yes.
And the taxes, even for non-cannabis, is unbearable. Like just regular businesses and employment tax and just taking care of your people and our big things. We have tons of benefits and we take care of our people and just doing that type of stuff for your people is 10 times more expensive in California than it is in any other state.
Absolutely.
So, plus, that government takes half your cheese. So
You feel me? Jeez.
So no matter what
man.
you're giving your people, you're really giving it to the man.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's rough out here for a player, but we thriving.
Yeah, we are.
We're pushing through.
We are,
for
sure.
hoping for better days.
Yeah,
you
for
know?
sure.
But you gotta love this shit, man. You gotta be passionate about it. I can tell you are. I know I am. You know what I mean. You gotta be a little bit crazy to do this shit too.
You gotta
man,
be completely crazy.
Because
no, you gotta be
it's just everything's stacked against you.
Everything's stacked against you. Especially like when I came out here, my first license that I got was in Oakland.
Okay.
Shout out to Nancy Marcus in Oakland giving me a license. And
shout out to Nancy.
And I could not find a normal building. So you'd find a building and you'd meet what you thought was the property man, and then you'd meet the landlord who also had 4 other owners, and then 3 weeks later before you signed a lease, they wanted 20% of your business. Then they started talking about how you cut me a box off the top. I'm like, dude, I'm just trying to sign a lease and trying to start construction. Like I got like a $6 million budget to build this thing, and like it's gonna be super expensive. That's gonna take all of that. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
So some of the crazy, like weird, shady crap that went on in Oakland in like 17 and 18. Anyone that's operating in Oakland today, I mean, I have all the respect for you. I don't know how you guys did it or doing it, because it's really, really hard. So then I kind of migrated. The reason I came out to Cali, shout out to Caleb and Kevin from Connected. So I was actually doing some of their licensing. I had sold the business in Colorado. Didn't know where I wanted to land in California. Didn't know much about it. Which municipalities were going to be okay with the because as you've heard, like there's some places that people applied for licensing and waited 3 years and they never even got it. They were never even able to like get into the building or get the licensing or get a certificate of occupancy or any of that type of stuff. And that's where I like ran into SAC, and I'm like, God, this place is great. Like they actually are pro business. So I think Joe Devlin was in charge at that point.
I remember him, yeah.
And just great, just very helpful with you know getting licensing and just getting started. Was really hard because I was out here literally by myself. So
wow.
Yeah, and we had a couple employees come from Colorado once I got licensing, and I'm actually a general contractor, so I pull the 1C permits. I actually, you know, do the inspections and that part of the business. I love that part of the business of actually building shit.
Okay, we skipped over some stuff, folks.
Yeah.
How and when did you learn these skills?
So in 2009, the first warehouse that we got, which was right off of Broadway and Evans, was, I think it was like 210 lights, but I built it like a basement. We had 8 light rooms. I mean, it was insane. So, and then we had like insane space for mom space. The contractors that I hired at that time were, you know how it goes. Your cousin, especially from New York, like your cousin, your uncle's friend. I got an electrician. I got some guy that does it. I got a guy. I got that.
A lot of that.
Talk about I got that fucking guy story right there. Every contractor that I met in 2009 in Colorado, like paying for a 200 amp panel, a 400 amp panel, just an upgrade. They were trying to charge me 60, 80K. And I was still paying, like I was just starting a new business. So we would sell and then I would pay for, you know, this never ending contractor bill. So then I worked with a couple of real contractors that don't have anything to do with cannabis and hired them to build my next space, which was off of Peoria in Denver. And doing that process, I learned the entire construction project, you know, process. So that took me about 3.5 years, and it was great. Yeah, it was really good because it's a skill set that you can never take away from you. So you know how to, you know, build buildings for cannabis and what goes into that, right? And so you're looking at how many plants do you want to put in, how many tables do you got, how, you know, what you want your VPD and what you know, and those things have all changed drastically as you've moved from a super dry. I know everybody talks about the Colorado crunch, dry, it's real, a dry climate in Colorado to like a really, really humid climate in California. So just having that experience of learning how to build in, you know, good environments. I haven't always nailed it. Definitely either oversized air conditioners, undersized air conditioners, and you can only learn from doing it too.
That part.
Yeah, that part. That's that part. You can only learn by doing it.
Shout out to you, man.
Yeah,
that's
not
cool.
Too bad. Mm-hmm.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any action in Colorado still?
So we're tomorrow. I'm actually going there tonight. Tomorrow we are launching in 22 stores in Colorado.
Let's go, homie. Let's go. That's amazing.
And it's a big deal to come back to Colorado for me. I wouldn't say that like I left Colorado on the best terms. I was ready to get out of there when it was still doing really, really well. But man, Colorado's going through some you know, harder times now, just like all the states are. But they're the oldest, like most mature market.
Yes.
So there you're looking, people are selling indoor packs from anywhere from 700 to 900, and that's tough. So we partnered with Livewell, which has like 40 stores out there.
Okay.
And they also have cultivation. So we brought some genetics. We brought we just, you know, brought things that we know would be easy to grow. They took some of our SOPs. I've worked with their cultivation staff, and they agreed to like quality control. This is the first company I've ever worked with. Like the first 2 rounds weren't that great. They didn't jar it.
Nice.
So shout out to all the folks that like were okay with that. Because usually with these big companies, they're like, look, we're gonna roll it out, whether you like it or not. I know we had like some kind of agreement on quality, but it's different times now, right? People got to make their bottom line. So it's great to like be able to, and the next state is Michigan, New York, and Illinois. So
Wow, look at y'all.
Yeah.
Moving and grooving.
Yeah, we are.
So are you bringing your genetics out to these facilities, said facility that you vetted, they can grow quality cannabis to your liking?
Exactly.
At least your IP kind of deal.
Totally. Yes.
Okay,
and then
cool.
it's just a full licensing deal, right?
A full licensing deal.
Yeah,
Got it.
exactly.
With your genetics, your
We're
SOPs.
genetics, SOPs, and then we
Yeah.
work closely together. I'm taking out like a couple of my team there to like just go through the stores and talk about the brand and do the and that's the fun stuff, right? To kind of, I don't get too much of that, but it is so important from like, you know, as important as cultivation is, it's just as important to make sure from your distribution standpoint that the product's getting to customers in time. You know, you could have the very, very best weed, but if it sits for too long or it gets older, no one's going to experience that freshness. So.
And if they do, and it's old, it's like.
Yeah, it
you can't
is.
be like, but bro, you didn't see
It was
the date.
so good in April.
It was good.
It was good in April, but you're now buying it in August, and it's probably sat and it's gotten a little oxidized, and you know, that kind of stuff. So we're really, really diligent on making sure we go through the stores. Anything over 90 days, we take off the shelf. We just credit memo them back.
That's cool.
We just work with the stores, and we have good sell through because we give a shit. You know, really care.
Yeah,
really care
you should, as a brand or company or whatever you're doing, if you have flower on the shelves, you should have some sort of buyback program.
Yeah, you absolutely should. And not everything's gonna hit, right? And that's like it's just not. So and different strokes for different folks. So
exactly.
you know what, and that time where, you know, what I say, you're gonna smoke that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that was 2009, 10, 11. I'm like, you know, oh, you don't like OGs? No, you're gonna like OGs because that's it. Like
we spoiled now,
no,
man.
You will smoke this
it's
OG.
Flavor Town now.
It's Flavor Town now. So
for real.
I think that a lot has changed, and it is really hard for folks that, I mean, that's why I'm such a big proponent for the legacy factor, because the legacy factor, you're gonna have a ton of people that don't even know what good weed looks like if they're just buying a certain level or a certain, you know, they have never seen like perfect product. So that legacy factor brings that level of quality for, you know, we're old, whatever it is, but like I can still look at a bag and look at a pat and like look at product and say, this is trimmed properly. There's not 18 buds in there. There's not, you know, whatever, you know, like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And then after all that, if it looks good, it smells good, then you should never jar it if it doesn't smoke good. So So
how does it smoke?
Yeah, how does it smoke? At the end of the day, it's the ultimate test. But it has to also look good and smell. It has to have all the factors. I think if you're going to sell it for now, if you're going for that middle ground, no problem. Or if you're going for that lower end, or if you're going for the outdoor, there's a market for all those different types of tiers.
And that's all good.
But if you want to sit here and say, hey, we're trying to really sell like the very, very best product, it's got to hit all that stuff. And it's got to have, I'm not saying it always has to have color, but it's got to be the best form of that strain that you're putting out. You know, like we have a papaya that we'll put out that doesn't have any color. It won't turn, no matter what. I can turn it down to 65 degrees, and it's just super green. But it's like neon green, and it's beautiful. Like it's like, you know, glow in the dark green, and it makes a great extract too. So
yes, it does.
Yeah, it does. Same thing with the honeydew. Same thing with the actual original Z. Man, that's ugly. Just difficult to look at.
That's why I just rolled up, actually.
Let's do
original
it.
Z.
Let's do it.
She knows on that.
Yeah, there you go.
What's up, guys? Just want to take a quick break to shout out my sponsor, the Gotti brand. Listen, if you want to find the real fire in California, go check out the Gotti brand. They got what you want. They're in NorCal, SoCal, Central Valley, San Diego, all over the state of California. Here's the list. Go check them out. Tell them Good Pizza sent you. The Gotti brand got you guys covered. What products do you guys, as for, you know, outside of flower, what do you guys have in the market?
So we just started. I mean, I fought it for a while too. I'm like, I'm a flower brand. Grow flower. That's it. I didn't even want to even get out of eighths for a long time. I'm like, that's it, just eighths. But then we immediately started with, what we started with was eighths and 14s, because then I could actually like take our harvest, take an entire strain. We'd have one strain for the whole zone. Take the harvest in, and you'd have your bigs that would go into eighths, and then you'd have your mediums that should go into your 14s, and then all the micros that should either go into a pre-roll or go into time, whatever. Just that's like waste, right?
Sure.
From every harvest. So Now we have eighths, 7 grams, 14s. We have a 1 gram live resin vape.
Nice.
And then we have pre-rolls, and then which is just made from our actual flower, no trim or anything like that.
No doubt. Of course.
Yeah, that stuff is,
Of course.
whatever people are doing with pre-rolls is wild.
It's gross.
It's wild. So I just no just weed. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And then being really, really careful about the pre-rolls because they are already broken up. So just know that doesn't have a 7 month,
No.
pre-rolls have like in my opinion 30 to 45 days.
That's it.
Get people to smoke them.
Yeah.
Either give them a promo or whatever it is, or
Yeah.
sell them. We sell them for relatively a great price for people to actually be able to try Chem if they don't want to, hit up that more expensive price point.
Yeah.
But,
What grams are you doing? 1 gram pre-rolls?
yep, we're doing 1 gram
1 gram
pre-rolls.
pre-rolls? Am I crazy for doing 1.5 grams?
Not at all. I think the
It's
2
really
gram
working.
is yes.
The
Yeah.
margins are like, the margins already suck. But
Yeah,
whatever.
but still, I think that the more you can give to people,
Yeah.
and also, you and I, we're going after a heavy smoker.
No doubt.
I'm looking for somebody that
question.
I'm looking for somebody that smokes a lot of product every day, and that's my one. You know what I'm saying? That's who I'm trying to win.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm trying to win, whoever's going to come in and buy Chem, and we love all our Camsters, but, who do I really, someone that's smoking every day that can actually smoke our product and turn their head because they are smoking a lot of good product all the time. They're like, okay, that actually hit after I smoked 3 other people's, you know what I'm saying? So that's what we're trying to go after.
Yeah, right?
Mm-hmm.
I love it. And shout out to your crew, man. Your brand rep and your presence out there is so good. Shout out to the homie G-Rod.
She
Giselle, kills it, dude. Giselle is like her. She's like a ball of
She's literally a ball of positivity,
energy.
dude. And
She just lights up the room,
she's
man.
literally a local superstar. I mean,
Yeah, she
and
is.
We got
everywhere, man.
her. We got George. We got Spencer, who's now
Spencer,
now gone into sales, but. And then our president of sales, Brendan, he just holds down. And then our head of marketing is Ricky. And then our head of distro is Nico. And they're all they're all been with me since the beginning. So it's just, it's
awesome,
really, it's family. And now that we get to do kind of the cool stuff and have a little bit of time to celebrate all the stuff that we built for the last couple of years, it's
it's a beautiful thing.
It is a beautiful thing. And I'm also cognizant that people are going through a really tough time now.
Yeah.
So it's, how it is. It's kind of, you got to be careful about celebrating your wins a little too much because you don't know who you're talking to. And that person could be losing their grow or being pushed out or made some bad decisions on partners or all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So
I feel it. That's a good segue to
lighting that up.
Lighting that up. I'm over here. Mic check. What are your thoughts about the current state of the game right now?
I think, I think that everybody needs to go and support their small legacy operators for sure. Even though we're getting a little bit bigger, but just the folks that have been in it for a long time and producing good quality product.
Yeah.
I think the state of cannabis is pretty rough. So
it is, man.
I think so. I think that we got there's a lot of production going on. There's tons,
No shortage of that.
No shortage of product. Shortage of really, really good product, not that much, I would say. I think that it's much lower than we're actually seeing. I think that folks that are crazy passionate about weed are having a hard time staying in it. Whereas they're just fuck, dude, should I go do something else? And that's what makes me feel really sad. So just watching that. But what I will tell folks is that it's cyclical. It's literally it's a cycle. So you're gonna have if for everybody that got out at 27, I can't deal with a $1,600 pack. You remember 2018 and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
If they had just stayed in it, I'm not saying yay COVID, but yay. I mean seriously, if they had just stayed in it for a little bit longer, I mean it was skyrocket, right?
Yeah.
There was just, all the prices went up. Just recently, the price went down, and then there was a little bump, and it did go up for a little bit. Now they're
correction.
minor correction. But even then, I think that there's still a place for like quality. You have to change your skill set, and that's what I've been able to kind of do, which is like, you know, I would love to just stay in the like not do anything with like distribution or the sales side. If I could just stay in the garden every day, that would be great. But I know that in order to kind of lead like I can't be sitting there and defoliating and cutting clones and doing that kind of stuff.
You're the face of the brand.
I know, thanks.
Outside of your amazing reps,
oh man,
you are for sure the face of the brand.
Yeah, it's my baby.
Yeah,
and I've worked
rightfully so.
Yeah, and I've worked really hard to make it into something that people are proud to say that they're part of Chem. And the one thing I will say is that you work with me, not for me.
I love that. That's my saying. Not my saying, but it's a saying that I say.
We can share it.
We'll share it.
We'll share it.
It's ours, damn it. Hands off.
We can definitely, because like once you get into that pecking order and saying like, and like that real, that's the corporate type of stuff that you're like, I'm trying to avoid in terms of culture, which is that's what I'm trying to make it. So it's a little bit different.
And that also translates into like, yo, you're taking grenades with the squad. Like you're in the garden, you're in the field with them, you're at the events. You know what I'm saying? Like that's working with, not for.
Yeah,
you know
that stuff's hard. Like that stuff, like to be there and talk to. It's. I mean, when you're talking to like 50 bud tenders, when you're talking like the way G does it, and really talk. I mean, those folks are. It's a lot of your energy is being given to a lot of people when you're talking to that many people in that small amount of time. So, all of these roles and jobs are part of making the brand what it is. There's not one role that's like, oh, well, this is surely the most important. You know what I'm saying? But what's good is if you can just do that for your team and make every person and team and group feel like you contribute. If we didn't have you, we couldn't do this. If we didn't have sales, couldn't get it to the customer faster, right? If we didn't have good relationships with our stores, you know, we wouldn't be getting into the stores, and we just have a bunch of product getting old, right?
That's right.
If we didn't have quality control, then we'd have a bunch of like, you know,
whack product.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like we're trying new strains. We just had some stuff that hermed out. What are you gonna do? Like, I mean, it's going to happen. But you got to have quality control that's going to break the stuff up and be like, all right, not going into a jar. I wanted to, and I'm losing money when that happens because obviously the pack price is what it is. So.
Yeah. I tell my team all the time, yo, the most important part is your part. You know what I'm saying? And that translates into exactly what you just said. Like your part, everybody's part.
Everybody's part, and that's what makes the whole. So, and really celebrating those parts and trying to help them what can I do? Like I'm here, I wake up every day and saying, what can I do better to help people do their role better? That's like I'm servicing I'm in service to my team. Because it's so big at this point. Like I'm not doing it myself in any way, shape, or form. So.
Yeah, for sure. What advice would you give somebody in your position in the cannabis space right now? Owner, operator, just got their hands in everything.
Let people do their lane. Don't. If someone's really good at something, don't come in there and tell them how to do it better. Just it's cool. You can give up the lane. Find people that are better at all these lanes than you are. Hire smarter people. Like I'm always trying to look at folks that are better than me or smarter than me. I don't have any ego, and it's like, oh great, you're way better at this stuff, right? I mean, a lot of cultivators sometimes are like, you know, I mean, I got guys now that are teaching me stuff all the time, and spending tons of time on forums talking, you know, because I don't have all that time to like dedicate into that. But it's just great to see, hey, you know, I used to do nighttime differentials all the time, and we haven't done them in the grow in a while. And just recently, our head of cultivation over at one of our spots, George, he was like, I'm gonna do this bigger diff, and I'm like, I'm so happy that we're doing that. And then watching them do their own experiments inside the grow. Yeah, we've already done them, topped and untopped, those types of things. But watching them get that experience and having that's priceless to me, because it's like they're excited to walk through the rows and they're actually doing it. They're growing the weed, so it's great. Mm-hmm. It's not about you; it's about them.
That's right, and you're empowering them, man, and just stay in your lane. There's less traffic. Let them do what they do.
Let them do what they do, and then if they make mistakes, just be there to be like, hey, well, how can I support you? Obviously,
Oh, it's great.
obviously, like,
What a
you're
response.
obviously you're have too much on your plate. So
Yeah.
so what can we do? What are the things you don't, you're not that great at? Let's get you some help. Let's
Wow.
get you another like that's what I think that when it gets to this scale.
Yeah.
And then save for a rainy day.
Yeah. I just would have to give you your flowers just as studying leadership and like being a leader and a boss, whatever. You are a great leader. Like those principles that you encompass,
I try to live by
the
'em.
stuff
Yeah, that's
that
the
you need.
stuff.
That I've actually heard big leaders in many other companies, industries say those words, man. Like, you got the right idea. You know what you're doing.
That's good. Thank
That's cool.
you.
It's
Yeah,
cool.
for
And
sure.
I'm sure that came with many years of learning, fucking it
Oh my
up.
God! When I was first
You know
a
what I'm saying?
manager,
You name it. You know
I
what I'm
was
saying?
the worst. Whenever something went well, I would be the first one to be like, I did that. That was all me, right? Yeah. When I was young, 23, 24 years
Yeah,
old.
you had your ego still.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
for sure. Like, and that whole concept of I grew this, right? Okay, well, 4 people, cut clones and 2 people did this. I mean, it's not about you.
That's
like,
right.
And once you can take the whole you part of it out,
Yeah.
everybody's want to kind
For
of
real.
get around you and celebrate that, because they're like, oh man, this is somebody that sees me and is ready to have just places like this where I can call out those folks that do such a just a different
Yeah.
kind of work and bring a whole different level of professionalism and getting things done, because this industry at 62% tax, fucking hard. JP,
It's hard.
just hard. It's just really hard.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
What's the next 5-10 look like? What's the future for Cam? What's the goal?
Well, I'm excited.
Dream.
I'm excited to go to some of these other states. What I am excited about is to, also maybe just have just do our cultivation and dial in our cultivation. I think that it's about growing the best product and just getting up every day and being able to go to rooms and walk through rooms. So I'm totally fine with doing that kind of repetitive work. That's what I'm excited about, is to just get up every day
Look at her smile.
and walk through rooms and look at weed and work with my team. So not looking to sell it or do anything like that. I just want to grow the company and provide experiences and for people that are really passionate about cannabis, because there's a lot of them out there. They just need
for
homes.
sure.
People
They need
love-
homes.
They need homes.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. And just like watching your face light up as you're talking about that, man, I have no doubt that you will do exactly that. And I'm excited to see the journey, man.
Thank
That's
you.
tight.
Thank
That's
you.
tight.
Thank you.
So I'm hopping to some questions for you that we're all curious about.
Let's hear it.
What do you know that they should know? Any cannabis myths or something you call bullshit on?
I think that there's a big myth of flushing. I mean, let's talk
Let's talk about that. I like that one.
Yeah, the big myth of flushing. You can dry down and pull out humidity for flower, right? But whenever you hear people say that the product wasn't flush right, it was more so, I think, the cure process and the keeping the product and the temperature that it's kept at, all of those things, and then the environment it was grown in, all of those things really affect. And then there's also some strains that are just harsh, so that don't smoke well, and that's where QC comes into play. So I'm just going to keep going back to I sound like a broken record where it's like quality.
No, keep it funky.
Quality. Like, let's all try.
We need to talk about that more.
Yeah, even if I think so too. Even if I've been seeing depths that look better. There's depths out there that are looking better than ends. So let's go indoor.
That's a fact.
People, let's get it together.
I know some AAA light dep assassins.
Oh, me
up in
too.
Grass
Are you
Valley.
kidding? Me too.
For
Oh,
real.
yes.
Shout out to Watson, Buck Mountain, the boys, man.
Yeah, it is.
The boys is killers,
yeah,
man.
Yeah, and that flavor comes through, and then
Oh, yeah.
yeah. What else?
No, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Now, a successful woman like yourself, do you have any wild morning routine you care to share with us? What is Anna get
I
up
will
and do
tell
in the
you,
morning?
when I first got here, I was working so much that I kind of got out of my like working out. And
Yep.
I can't tell you how important it is to just have, like, try to work out, eat healthy, just those two basic things, and get a lot of sleep will change whatever you're going through, or whatever, like, trials and tribulations. Like, just doing some of those couple things to, like, stress relief.
Oh yeah, that's probably the best one. That and meditation for me.
Yeah.
Working out and meditation, that'll change your whole game. You'll show up better in the world for people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's dope.
Surround yourself with people you love.
Yeah.
Like,
Gold.
yeah, surround yourself with people that you love, people that are like, not everybody has to be winning, right? But my definition of love, a really good friend told me this a couple weeks ago, and it's so true, which is real love is somebody that wants more for you than you even know what you want. So really, being your cheerleader and wanting more for you, and when you get that, they celebrate that. There's no like animosity or jealousy or any of that. So I think that the more you can find folks that if you're like, what's Cam's vibe? We're the love brand.
You are, man.
And the
for
love
real.
brand. Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
man.
We're trying to bring
Females.
that. Yeah,
Killing
exactly.
it.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to, like, I love being a woman, dude. I got some DNA. It's getting old, but whatever. You know
That's
what I'm
right.
saying?
That's
yeah,
right.
I'm like, I love bringing that female, like,
Yeah.
but like loving and caring and positivity. Maybe
Yeah.
less on the, like, boss bitch side. It's
No doubt.
more, I'm just being honest.
No
I don't really bring that to the table.
Yeah.
It's more so, I think that men bring an amazing energy, and women do too, and I think that it's more like we're more empathetic. We can understand where people are coming from.
Yeah.
I like to put myself in other people's shoes to see where they're coming from, because when you do that, you're like, oh man, I see it now from your no wonder you're upset.
Yeah.
No wonder you're feeling a certain kind of way. So I think women can do that a little bit pretty well.
Yes, they
A
can.
little bit better.
Definitely
We can
more
also be
empathetic.
crazy, for sure.
Definitely can be crazy too. I'm gonna agree with her on all these things about
Yes,
women.
and I
But
will.
respectfully though.
Yeah,
you know
but then
what I
there's the hot factor and the crazy factor.
mean? Yeah.
My dudes, it goes in a straight line.
There's a YouTube
More
about
hot,
this.
it is. There is. It's a graph.
If you find a uniform catcher, we need to do research on her.
You got it, my dude.
We might
For
post that in the
sure.
middle of this podcast.
It's an excellent. For someone that's a math major, it's an excellent.
real.
It's an excellent Y graph chart.
For real. So I like cheat codes. You got any life hacks or cool tools you care to share with us? I feel like you do.
Don't focus on, like, really try to take a step back. Don't focus on the small stuff. It'll drive you crazy, especially for owner operators. Let some of the stuff go. You can be a perfectionist, but see how your people are doing, and yes, mistakes are going to be made, and there's going to be things that happen, but don't focus on the small stuff. That's one. From a life hack perspective, just always be in a state of learning. Learn some new shit. Get out there and learn some new stuff. Make sure it's okay that you say I don't know. It's all right. There's a ton of shit I don't know. It's fine. Like, try to go out there and work with people that do know that. Don't life hacks. Don't take credit for stuff you're not doing.
What's up, guys? Just want to take a quick second to shout out my sponsors over at Grove Bags. Listen, Grove Bags are hands down the best way to store your cannabis. Forget jars, forget Mylars. Nobody does it like Grove Bags. Listen, it's a 6-layer, non-static bag. State-of-the-art technology. It's going to keep your weed fresher for longer. It keeps your cannabis between 58 and 62% humidity at all times, the optimal humidity to store cannabis. It's going to increase your shelf life, help prevent mold, weight reduction. Hands down, it's the best product out there. We don't use anything but Grove Bags at Good Pizza. And especially if your product is in stores, we all know there's some shelf life issues at the stores. This is going to keep your product lasting longer on those shelves. So when your customer goes to try it, it's going to be fresh cannabis. Listen, if you want to store your cannabis the proper way, use Grove Bags. Use promo code PIZZA with 3 Z's. That's PIZZZA. Tell them Good Pizza sent you.
Give your team and give the other people credit. It's okay to share the stage. If you got an amazing breeder you're working with, give them all the love. You're doing well, make sure you're pulling the smaller folks with you, behind you. I think those are all important things to.
Anna's got it. She's got this life thing pretty dialed in. Man, no wonder she's smiling so much, man. She got this shit figured out, man.
This weed's great.
It's good, right? Great. Yeah.
Great.
Shout out Lab Exotics. You know, one of our cultivators behind the scenes not on the rec side, you feel me?
Yeah,
Just pumping
exactly.
out fucking fire ass seed. That's our Zeppelis, our Z, you know what I'm saying? Only grown by Lab Exotics. Rumor has it it's the best Z in NY right now. I ain't say it, I heard it, you know what I'm saying? So
I don't
I'm just
know.
sharing it with y'all.
Sharing it with y'all.
You know what I'm saying? If you had a weed superpower, what would it be? Snap your fingers and X happens.
Oh my God! Snap my fingers and no AC ever breaks.
Oh shit!
No air conditioner ever breaks.
I love the cultivator answers for this.
It's all the cultivator answers.
That's
that it's 80, 70
That's
in
a
the
new
first
one.
3 weeks, and then by the end it's 70, 64. Like let's
No
go
doubt,
with like
no doubt.
get down to 50% humidity. I'm happy. There you go.
So now it's time for you to share with us your top 3 strains of all time, right? We're gonna go one old school, something new you fucking with, and a desert island strain you stuck on the island. Nobody's coming to get you. What you got?
Chem 4
For old school?
for old school.
Okay.
Sour diesel.
For the island?
Yeah. for that
Okay.
one.
Okay.
And then something new, I would say we have this Bubba's Girl, and it's pre-Bubba 98 crossed with GSE. And so it's like middle of the road plus something old.
Little old, little new. And I've tried that, by the way. It's fire.
It's good.
The
It
name
smells good.
got me right away.
Yeah, it's good. It's good for Cam too, because it's like, you know, it's a girl.
Solid picks, homie. I like it.
Yeah.
I approve of all of those. Weed etiquette. What's your smoking weed pet peeve or growing pet peeve since you're a grower? Grind your
Well,
gears.
let's talk about weed etiquette with people that always. Well, I always have so much product to give.
Mm-hmm.
How about the dude that comes over and never has any product to share, ever?
What's up with that, bro?
It's not cool.
Not cool, man.
Bring something to the table. Even if you can't bring it every time, at least like once every 5 times.
Throw 5 on it, bro. You forgot I got 5 on it? Bro, that still applies. We still respect that shit. You feel me?
That's my ghetto. That's my ghetto answer.
No, that's cool. That's cool. I like it. That's cool. What's your favorite place to smoke?
Home.
Home's
For
good.
sure.
Good spot.
I would tell you back in the day it was definitely the garden. I would smoke weed in the house like that you're growing in or in the warehouse, but you know we can't do that anymore. It's
no.
non-compliant.
Non-compliant. You gotta go outside or in your car. What's the first smoking weed device you ever had to MacGyver as a shorty?
The bubbler.
The bubbler.
Yeah.
You MacGyvered one of those?
Yeah.
Nice.
That and then
Well done.
yeah,
Shit.
bubbler.
Let's
well,
go.
just I mean, obviously, I still smoke out of like glass bongs, like
Yeah,
Philadelphia. I
sure,
like love
sure.
all bongs, and it's great. All of the dabbing, like that stuff, especially when everybody in 2009, 10, and 11, when people were doing hot dabs with the nails.
Ooh, hot boys.
Dude,
Off metal. How you doing?
terrible.
Not so good.
Terrible. No purge, just like,
Oh, yeah,
like
just
they
raw dog.
just the Pyrex, just straight through the Pyrex.
Oh, yeah.
And they're taking it out like that. They're just,
Yeah. Yeah, people fucked up their lungs back then, for sure. There's
Yeah.
definitely some scar tissue.
there's definitely,
You know what I mean? Some 09, 2010 scar tissue in there.
dude, some shatter
Makes me feel
shatter
dope.
out there that I
Yeah,
should have not tried
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah, for real. So, there's nothing more nostalgic than the first time you smoked weed. Somehow we didn't get into that. Well, tell us about the first time you smoked weed, and were your parents cool with it? I'm guessing no.
No, my God, my parents were like super conservative Indian people.
No doubt.
13 with my friend Ronnie, just right outside of school.
Blunt, joint, bowl.
It was a
y'all did-
joint.
Joint, nice.
Yeah. And then I moved into blunts really quickly.
You was at NY. What was you gonna do?
I know.
Phillies, right?
Switch- yep.
Start with Phillies.
Yep. Start with
Then
Phillies.
Dutchess, then Vanilla
Yep.
Dutchess. Come on, man. We're from
Yep.
the same side.
Exactly.
I'm already knowing your history.
Exactly. Boy, you know.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then Backwoods. I mean, just all. It's
Backwoods
just,
wasn't out there like that. Backwoods was in
no,
Philly
here.
back then.
Yeah, in Philly.
Here for sure.
Yeah, here for sure.
But
Here
Philly
for
was
sure.
doing Backwoods
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
90s.
yeah.
A lot of
It
people don't know
was.
that.
Yeah, it was. Exactly.
I couldn't roll that
or in
for shit back in the
Baltimore.
day.
Yeah,
Baltimore
I don't.
too?
Yeah.
I wasn't big. I didn't know nothing about Baltimore.
Yeah,
then.
Baltimore.
Yeah, hell yeah. So I can't ask everybody this, but you're a grower. I always ask my cultivation homies, you got a crazy grow story you could walk us through where like this shit went down, you had to get the fuck out of Dodge, and you just got out by the skin of your teeth, or you didn't get out?
Yeah, I didn't get out. So
Hit me.
at 19, I was growing in, I think July, I just turned, it was December. It was New Year's. And I had a house in Jamestown, Colorado.
Okay.
It was this like purple house. The chick, the lady that owned it was, I mean, she painted it purple because she's all about Rastafari. I mean, this was like
Let's
the
go.
perfect grow house. I mean, it was great. We had 8 lighter there. It was like, just went down Broadway, and it was like 20 minutes from Boulder, all right? And I had a couple other homies that were growing weed in Jamestown too, because like there was like one restaurant, people just out there either trying to get away from people or have guns. Like it was just like, yeah, it was just kind of in the woods, like it was great. And this lady turned born again Christian on Christmas Eve and called the Jamestown police, and I had I mean, they took out dead clone. I mean, I definitely did not have 200 to 300 plants, but they took, because they were just like counting, like a leaf in the, yeah, exactly. So I was charged with cultivation. I guess that's my resume starter at 19. Rough. And that stuff really followed me straight through, like just getting a job and stuff like that. I mean, I never got a felony for it.
Damn.
Yeah, it was frightening, but I had great attorney, amazing attorneys.
Good.
I had amazing attorneys, Derek Strauss. Shout out to Derek Strauss. I mean,
shout out to him. Shout out to all the good attorneys, man.
Harvey Steinberg,
helping us
all
get
of those.
wiggle
all
out of shit.
I love my criminal defense attorneys.
Yeah. Did your parents catch wind of this?
Oh yeah, they were just like, "You're
sure.
done. We're done with you.
Done.
You're done. That's it." Yeah, I know. And now it's great because now I take care of them, and it's great. And they have, now that they've seen the science and the large scale cultivation and all the jobs and of course now they're proud of me, and
it's awesome.
And I have an amazing mom and dad.
That's cool.
They've worked so hard to, and a sister too, but they worked so hard to provide for us as immigrant parents. It's freaking hard. It really is to raise kids when you first come to the United States, for sure.
And not for nothing, being an Indian, like, it's part of the culture.
Totally.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why I'm like Hindu Kush.
You feel me?
Come on. Hindu Kush, all of that.
Yeah,
all of that.
A lot of my Indian homies in the space, like, they dealt with that with their parents, but then, like, when they came around, like, this is part of our culture. Like, what is going on?
Yeah, my parents weren't down, though.
No doubt. It's conservative, man.
Okay.
We all have our backgrounds, where we come from, you know what I'm saying? If you could smoke with 2 people, one dead, one that's still alive, who would they be?
Bob Marley and Drake.
And Drake?
Yeah.
Bob Marley's given. That's fire.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't want to do that? It's probably my most popular answer.
Yeah.
And Drake, Drizzy Drake.
Yeah, Drizzy.
I would just make him spit. Like, I would freestyle with him. Like, yo, let's just flow, bro.
I just saw him in concert, and maybe that's why it's like, oh, it was so good. It was so good.
Nice.
It was really good. But,
my homies just met him, had dinner at his spot and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a real one, for sure.
So I hear, man. I hear he's good peoples. Good peoples. If Chem, your brand, was a band, who would it be? And you can pick multiple bands, rappers, whoever.
Tribe Called Quest.
Ooh, Tribe. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's kind of funky and still like got like a lot of hooks, melody.
Funky hooks, melody. I like
it. For sure. Maybe something from the rock. If I had to pick rock, maybe, I don't know, Alice in Chains or Jane's Addiction.
Alice in Chains.
Jane's Addiction.
Jane's Addiction, okay.
Both of those.
Cool.
Alice in Chains.
You just took me back to, I love Alice in Chains. The MTV days. Rooster's my favorite song.
So
good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
so
sure. Yeah, that's tight. I like those answers. I like those answers. So now we're going to shout out your favorite plug from back in the day, right? You don't have to say their real name, but it's just somebody took care of you, you know what I'm saying? Who held on it down back in the day?
So many.
I know people.
Oh my God.
We've been in the game for a minute. There's many.
But like,
who stands out? Like, yo, they did me solid.
The first person that set me up, like this guy named John. I mean, there's not too many. I mean, I asked everybody because I really wanted to learn. Like I was kind of on the forums, and like someone has to give you a shot to grow. Like you're not, especially when you're broke, you're not gonna go buy like 2 600s and a metallic ballot. Like we're just not like just you have no idea.
Yeah,
So
and it's a hands-on learning experience.
it is a hands-on, and you gotta make mistakes, and you gotta take that risk and that's the other thing, to take that risk to go to some random neighborhood that nobody's really living at, like a couple times a week outside of, to risk for not very much money, like in the beginning, because you're not really gonna get, that's not your harvest, right? So
No
you're
doubt.
just there to like someone to throw you a couple bucks, and you're
Exactly.
learning and trying to learn everything you possibly can. So
Yeah, I like it. How about like a mentor that had a big impact on your life? You shout out one of your mentors?
yeah, one of my first jobs was a company called Computer Associates, and I had a really good mentor. His name was Sam Detweiler, and he'd been at IBM for like 30 years, and then
Oh, no shit.
was like an amazing manager. And he basically came to me and he's like, hey, look, like, I just want to let you know, like, you're a terrible manager. Like, everybody hates you. Like, you take all the credit when shit goes well, and then you don't give anyone credit, or when things go bad, you blame everybody else. And that really stuck with me. I was super young. I was like, 23, 24, which is just, when things go wrong and you're at the top, just take all the credit. It's your fault. Just the buck stops with you.
Mm-hmm.
And then when things go well or things are going well, it's all your team. Because that's really
Wow.
how it is. Because honestly, that's really how it is.
Wow. Words
So-
from an incredible leader. You got it, man. You got the stuff. That's
yeah.
good, man. And you said that earlier in the pod, too. That's ill. That was the guy that taught you.
That was the guy that taught me.
Yeah, I
for
can tell
sure.
that resonated
Yeah.
with you. So hit us with the best advice somebody ever gave you and the worst advice somebody ever gave you. No particular order.
It's the same one.
Same one.
Yeah, follow your heart.
Okay,
Yeah,
follow
yeah,
your heart.
yeah. So there's two sides to that
Oh,
coin.
shit.
So,
Talk to me.
So follow your heart, and when you do, sometimes it works out because you're putting your whole being into that thing, right? Not
Yeah.
to get transcendental or anything.
No,
but
I'm a spiritual brother.
Yeah, you're just yeah. But you're thinking you're going to do what you love, right? But on the flip side of that, emotions are fickle as fuck. Like,
Yep.
you can be feeling one way a couple weeks and then have a complete change of heart. And so your emotions, to make decisions, to make like real life decisions based on your emotions or follow your heart, might not be the best idea. So like, and that being said, where I'm like, the state of cannabis, like, if you feel like you need to like step out or do something, and there's no shame in that, right? There's no shame in saying, hey, I tried something and it didn't work.
Yeah.
Like, that's okay. Like, that's where you learn from your failures, right? And then when you win, it's even better. But like, you have to have that. You have to have a bunch of, like, I've had a bunch of L's, like big, massive, huge L's in life, and being able to climb out of those and really scrape your way back in. That means, like, I think that's what makes you the person that you are.
Builds you.
Yeah, it builds
For
you.
sure it
Yeah.
builds you.
So like,
Yeah.
even when you're going through really, really hard time, just be like, this is gonna pass. Something, I'm gonna make it different. I'm gonna work towards changing it. But yeah, it's okay. It's all right to like have some L's and go through that too.
Great, good and bad advice.
Yeah.
And I love how you used the same one and spun it. Nobody's
Yeah.
done that yet. I
Yeah.
like that. Word. So if you could go to the young you before Anna hopped off the porch, jumped into the game, what would you tell you?
Be really cognizant. Like, I'm not that great with the compliance stuff. So like, just be really cognizant of like stuff that you're not great at, and let other people do it. Don't feel like you got to do it all yourself. I've gotten into a lot of trouble by trying to do it all myself many times. Like, I could have just given a little bit and had less of something, and I've been able to learn that coming to California for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm almost there. Like, with my company, you know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta give some of this up.
Yeah,
I need a little more help to scale
Yeah,
it.
you have to, and you.
Yeah.
And you're also gonna like find folks, and then those folks are not gonna. You just need to recognize that. All right, okay, that was not, as much as just be cognizant of, like, if you're hiring like friends and family. Like,
I hate it.
I was just gonna say, don't do that.
Don't do it.
Don't do that.
It's ugly.
I didn't know. I don't know if Ruben was literally your first cousin, so I was
No.
trying to
That's my
step into
compa
it.
from Mexico.
Oh yeah,
He's
there you
good.
go.
He's good. He's my Mexican cuisine. That's my primo.
Primo.
No. Sorry, he's from Sacramento.
Primo.
He's from Sacramento. It's my cool my primo. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what's up. So, before we get up out of here, I'm gonna hit you with some rapid fire questions.
Ooh, okay.
1-word answers.
All right.
And I'm gonna give you the A or B. You know what I'm saying? So just pick the answer.
All right, good.
Try to keep it 1 word though. You ready?
All right, I'm
All
ready.
right, cool. Do you like to smoke in the hot or the cold?
In the cold.
Joints or blunts?
Blunts.
Bongs or bowls?
Bongs.
Do you dab?
Yeah.
Cold start or hot start?
Cold.
Rig or Puffco?
Puffco.
Street smarts or book smarts?
Ooh. Street smarts.
Batman or Superman?
Batman.
Haze or sour?
Sour.
Nas or Hove?
Hove.
From Queens. I love when Queens says Hove. Yo, that happens all the time. Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat?
Mortal Kombat.
Regular doinks or hash holes?
Doinks.
Pass that shit or I'm smoking this to the face?
Oh, smoking to the face.
What's your favorite Ninja Turtle?
Raphael.
Me too. 80s or 90s?
90s.
Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
NorCal or SoCal?
NorCal, baby.
Pizza or tacos?
Pizza.
Pizza with pineapples or no pineapples?
With pineapple.
Tacos or burritos?
Tacos.
Beach or snow?
Snow.
In-N-Out or Five Guys?
In-N-Out.
Cheetos or Flamin' Hot Cheetos?
Flaming.
The Wire or The Sopranos?
The Wire.
Pacino or De Niro?
De Niro.
Everybody goes, when I asked that one. Godfather 1, 2, or 3?
2.
Usually the ones that say 2 say it quick. I like that. Automatic or revolver?
Revolver.
You got to smoke disty carts or last year's outdoor for 1 month. What are you doing?
Outdoor.
Jack or Blue Dream for the rest of your life?
Oh, man. I'm going celibate, bro. No, Jack. No. Oh, what do you say, Jack or Blue
Jack
Dream?
or Blue Dream?
Oh, Blue Dream.
You're lost in the woods. You get a pack of matches or a hatchet. Go.
Hatchet.
You're getting chased by a bear or a shark. What do you prefer?
Bear, I guess.
Getting chased by a cocaine bear or a cocaine shark. Go.
Cocaine bear. Cocaine bear.
Cocaine bear. Body shot or face shot by Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson.
You're a girl too. This is a fucked up ass
Yeah,
question.
I
dude.
love it. Let's go, Mike Tyson. Bring it. I'd probably do better on round 1 with him.
Body shot or face shot?
Face shot.
Face shot. She's a G. Shot a 151 or a hot dab, like 900, like glowy, ugly.
151.
151.
All right.
Gelato Runs Terps or OG Gas Terps?
OG gas strips.
Tupac or Big?
Big.
Wu-Tang or Death Row?
Wu-Tang.
I like it. Well done. You did well. Did well. So before
You
we
did
get up
well.
out of here, I love to share with people the power of networking. How do we meet? And who do you know that I should know to get on the show? So how did we meet? I feel like...
Man, we've been running around circles
running
forever.
around. Super.
Yeah, I've been hearing about you forever.
Yeah, same.
Like, I don't even, I can't really pinpoint it down.
Yeah.
But...
So it just kind of happened organically. I
It
finally seen you and tracked you down at Transby. I seen you walk by. I was like,
I was
there
just
she is,
like,
I
I'm
can
like,
find her.
yes, okay,
Yeah, it was kind of like that moment we were both like, finally met each other.
Finally, exactly.
And I'm like mid conversation, right, with some homies, and like I see you kind of leaving. I'm like, is she leaving? I was like, phew. I left, and then I was like, I just ran down on you. Were talking to some people. I'm like, yo, what's good? Da da da. I gotta get you. Let me get your phone number. Yeah, give me my phone number. And it was so weird. It was like I was. It almost seemed like I was trying to holler at you because the people that didn't know what was going on, we was all talking.
Yeah, we're hitting on
left.
each other for sure.
Yeah,
I was like, ooh, yeah, let me give you my number.
Yeah, I'm like,
yeah.
And it was like the perfect like, yo, let me get your number. And then you left, and the people. I was like, I know that kind of looked probably weird, right? I was like, did she get on my podcast?
That's
You know what I'm saying?
good. People still ask
cool,
people
man.
for numbers, right?
Yeah, man.
God, it's cool.
That's where we come from. Shit, we pre
Come
all
on.
this Insta
Yeah,
shit,
I don't
you know what I'm
know
saying?
any of that. Like,
We used to have to holla.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's what's up.
exactly. And come back around.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't trip. We married. You see the fat
I
ring.
am
Shout out to hubby, man. Laced you right up.
Happily married.
Happily married. I'm happily married. It's cool,
married.
man.
Yeah.
Just getting on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And then who do you know that I should know to get on the show?
Let's see. You know who's a real one is Hudson from Airfield.
Okay.
Yeah.
Plug me,
yeah,
please.
Absolutely.
Plug
and
me. That'd
then
be dope. Where are they located?
they're in San Jose.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. That's a hop and a skip.
Yeah, exactly.
Word.
And he comes down to SAC all the time.
They all do.
Man, Sophia Herrera. She does.
Sophia Herrera?
Yeah,
Okay,
she's
please
amazing,
plug me.
dude.
I need more females, please.
Yeah, she is. She worked for
Please.
Connected forever. She's got her own.
Oh, hell yeah.
She's got her own consultant. She's a consultant. She has her own agency, so she does
fire.
she helps a ton of legacy operators get their licenses
Love
for
that.
their warehouse and stuff like that.
Hell
And then
yeah.
she worked like right side by side with Connected. So
Okay.
She's amazing.
Please plug me
Yeah.
when we leave.
Yeah.
Word. Speaking of plugs, how can I reach into my audience and plug you, help you, whatever you need help with? Please plug all your
All right,
things.
we're in about 350 shops, all the stizzies, all the cookies. Come support us. We're in we've got a small delivery. We do Ace, 7 grams, 14s, 1 gram vapes, pre-rolls. About to come out with some cam gummies, but just a little bit of each of those things. Obviously, we're flour all the way. But just know that when you're supporting us, you're supporting legacy, team, community, and also, yes, women.
The ladies.
The ladies.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Anna, it was a pleasure and an honor.
you.
Thank you so much for
Thank
spending your
you
time
so
with us
much.
and sharing your story with us.
That was great.
That was dope. Yo, so check out my homegirl, Anna, OG in this. Queens Get the Money. She's out here killing it. Colorado, California. She about to be in 7 states. It's going down.
So, Colorado.
Cam,
Come see me this weekend. I'll be in Colorado for 4 days.
This weekend. You
All
heard?
Live Wells. Come out and support and get some cam.
That's right. Get some Cam, man. Shout out to all the ladies winning in cannabis. I love it.
We
Peace,
love it.
love, good pizza. We'll see y'all next time.